So this story time took place back when I was in eighth grade. And when I was in eighth grade, this was 2014 to 2015 school year. And basically, at the middle school that I went to, we had this dumb rule where our school had us walk laps around the school before we ate lunch. And I don't know why they did. I don't know if it was because Michelle Obama with her healthy crisis she went on or what. But ever since Barack Obama got in, man, all they did was change our school diet. So the school was controlling the portion sizes of the foods and it was barely giving us anything good. We basically was just eating a bunch of healthy stuff and that was pretty much it. Like barely any meat. And don't get me wrong, I'm about being healthy for the most part. I believe you should have a balanced diet. But man, when it came to the schools, they took it to extreme. The schools had us with stuff being portion size like we was in prison or something. I'm like, man, I ain't in no prison. I ain't on no level 4 yard. Why the heck we eating these small portions of food? But anyways, let's get into the story. So this a regular day. I got dressed, hopped on the school bus, and I went to school. So blam, after the school bus dropped me off to school, I went through my normal schedule. I went to all my normal classes. And then after I went to all my normal classes, I got to lunch. And I walked in the lunchroom and I sat down and I went on my iPod Touch and I was chilling. But I completely forgot in my head because our school have this thing where basically the security guards, they tell us exactly what we have to do with anything. Some of the security guards was taking advantage of that and they was using their authority to do bogus stuff to the students. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a quick example of a security guard using their power and being bogus. One of the security guards seen one of the students talking while he was giving an announcement. So he told this dude, he said, you know what? Since you want to talk while I was doing announcements, now you gotta wait until all the other students get their lunch to get your lunch. Now I ain't gonna lie, the student was wrong for talking while the security guard was talking, but did he deserve to have to wait until everybody else got their lunch to get his lunch? I don't think that he deserved all that, but that's just me. But anyways, let's get back to the story. So I'm chilling in the lunchroom. I'm on my iPod. I'm chilling. I'm scrolling through my iPod, doing who knows what. Yeah, all of a sudden, while I'm chilling in the lunchroom on my iPod, one of the security guards got on the announcements and said, "Everybody in the lunchroom, listen up. I need you to stand up right now and then go outside and walk a lap around the school. If you don't do that, then you're not getting your lunch. And if you don't do that, you're gonna get a detention." So I got up and everybody was mean mugging him and staring at him and saying stuff under their breath. We mumbling and stuff. They're like, really? This bogus in them up. So yeah, we got up and then we all started walking outside and started walking the lap around the school. So yeah, we all start walking around the school and everything going normal. And then all of a sudden, while we walking the lap around the school, for the purpose of this story, we're gonna call this dude Paul. And yeah, we're just gonna call him Paul. That ain't nothing like his name, but we're gonna call him Paul for the story. Paul, he was known for getting in trouble with the security guards, and sometimes they would just mess with him because they knew that sometimes he would get angry at them. But yeah, they had a back and forth relationship, but that's just a background on how it was between Paul and the security guards. So me and Paul wasn't necessarily homies or nothing like that, but we was cool enough to talk sometimes. And yeah, I would sometimes see him talking to other students and he'll like joke around with them, but he'll make a joke and sometimes you could tell they'd be uncomfortable. But yeah, he was sometimes a little bit of a attention seeker, but he only did that sometimes. But he ain't do it in like a bully way. So everybody was cool with Paul for the most part. I should have mentioned this earlier in the video too. When you first walk outside and then you start walking the lap around the school, obviously we're walking in a square around the school. So on all four squares, they have staff members. It might be a security guard, it might be a teacher, it might be the vice principal, or it might be the principal. It could be anybody. Anybody who got authority at the school, they might have at these four corners watching you. Not might, they will. And boy, oh boy, don't let them catch you doing something that you shouldn't be doing. Man, they'll be quick to snitch on you quick than a mug. They'll snitch on you quicker than 69. Man, them staff members was not playing any games at all. If they caught you doing anything, or if you was just being loud, I've seen them yell at people for walking a certain way. They literally would be angry about any and everything. So I just made sure I stayed out the way and made sure that they wasn't yelling at me about nothing. So yeah, we outside, we walking, and everything going normal. I got halfway through my lap around the school, and then in the middle of me being halfway through my lap around the school, I see somebody who was behind me, far out behind me, just cut halfway through the field. I'm like, what the heck? somebody really just cut through the field? And I looked up, it was Paul. Paul was cutting halfway through the field. He said, F that. I ain't trying to do that. And I was laughing. And when I say Paul ran faster than a monk through that field, he ran as if it was a Black Friday sale and they just opened the door. So Paul cut through the field. He hopped in line behind this group of students walking, and then he tried to blend in with them. So while Paul was trying to blend in with the group of students he hopped in line with, all of a sudden you seen a staff member yelling, Paul, get over here now. And I looked up, you just seen one of the staff members running over towards Paul to tell him, I see you, Paul. Don't try to blend in with them students. Get over here now. So after Paul got caught trying to cut through the fields, he was told to go to the end of the line. And for his punishment, they told him not only to go to the end of the line, but he had to also do another lap around the school, an extra lap. So blam, the rest of us students, we finished the lap. And after we finish the lap, we go back in the lunchroom. We all get in line, get our lunch, and sit down. And while we sitting down eating our lunch, time go by, and it get to like the last 5 minutes of lunch. Then we all of a sudden we see Paul walk in the lunchroom. He had literally like 5 minutes to eat because he had to do that extra lap. When Paul was told to do an extra lap too, I should have said this earlier in the video. When Paul was told to do the extra lap on top of the lap he was already about to do, he was so heated. Man, he started saying all types of stuff. He was cussing. He was going on. But yeah, he had like 5 minutes to eat. And then yeah, he ate his lunch. But I don't know if he finished. Honestly, that ain't my business. But all I know is yeah, he barely had time to eat. But I know he learned his lesson after that. Hey, let me know in the comments though. Do y'all think that Paul got the punishment he deserved, or did he deserve a different type of punishment? In my opinion, I think they should have just had him write his name on a piece of paper like 100 times, or they should have made him write a "I'm sorry" letter. But knowing Paul, he probably wouldn't have done it. If I'm being honest, I didn't really care that he cut through the yard. I just thought it was funny. But the teachers and the staff, they didn't think it was funny at all. But I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, lesson of the story is if you told to do something by staff, as long as they ain't trying to harm you in any way, then just do it. So therefore you don't end up in a situation like he did. Other than that, it's your boy Dalvian, and I'm out this mode.
Welcome to the laughter, let's light up the night. With Dalvian stories, everything feels right. We'll dish up the truth with a side of good cheer.